So today, Justice Anthony Kennedy announces that he's going to retire, which means Trump is going to get to pick another Supreme Court nominee. Mitch McConnell is beside himself with happiness over it. And instead of calling what Mitch McConnell did obstruction, the press is literally applauding him.
Yes.
In article after article, they're like, his bold gambit to block the Merrick Garland from the court for over a year when Obama was president paid off. And now it's paying off in spades. Now, if Democrats did it, they're so uncivil. This obstruction, what? I can't believe it, right?
You're so right. You're so right. They're referring to it, they're framing it as a bold risk that McConnell took, but a bold risk that ultimately paid off. Now, it's true that it ultimately paid off, but it was obstruction. And look, that type of framing matters. And instead of calling it what it really was, the press has decided to applaud and celebrate with what McConnell did.
Now, I'll give you more context and I'll give you something ahead of time like we like to do, okay? So now, on the other hand, and when Republicans got in charge, they're like, oh, who cares about the rules? I don't care about the rules at all. Before, we pretend to care about the Senate rules because we wanted to block your nominee, you idiots. So now, we're gonna just lift the rules so we can just confirm Gorsuch and the next guy that comes in. So, you stupid Democrats for ever thinking that we ever cared about the rules, right? And the press too. And I write down how great I am and bold I am, right? Now, on the other hand, when Obama was trying to pass the Affordable Care Act, they're like, oh, should we use reconciliation? Well, then, we could pass it with a simple majority, but we have to be really careful about all the Senate rules and procedures and the filibusters. Oh my God, don't be careful about the filibusters, etc. And then, so they made the Affordable Care Act much weaker than it had to be because they were so obsessed with the rules, and the press yelled at them nonstop. Hey, Senate has traditions. And then Reid, of course, in his infinite stupidity, if you ask me, right before the Democrats were about to lose control, was like, oh, let's get rid of some of the filibuster rules so that when the Republicans get in here, it'll be easier for them. Why didn't you do it earlier? Right? And then Reid and Obama, everybody lets them block Garland, and they're like, oh, it's okay, Hillary's gonna win anyway. Yes, the Democrats are incompetent. That is definitely true, and there's a track record of it. But the press aids and abets the Republicans by yelling at the Democrats every time that they even consider violating any kind of tradition or anything along those lines. And when the Republicans do it, they light fireworks, and they're like, wow, amazing, what courage, right? So here's my prediction ahead of time. Republicans should do everything in their power, use every rule there is, and to make sure that they block this appointment before the midterms. At a minimum, the midterms are right around the corner. They blocked Merrick Garland for well over a year. If I was a Democrat, I'd block this nominee all the way till the Republicans are out of office, right? But if they go to move in that direction, here's my prediction. One, the press will be vicious to them. They will say, oh, the Democrats, they're blocking things. It's obstruction. It's obstruction. I can't believe they're doing tit for tat. And it's just not right. When they go low, you should surrender, okay? And they will. They'll say it, and they'll be furious in their rage, and they will equate whatever maneuver Democrats do, they will equate it to the worst things that Donald Trump has ever done, right? And the second part of the prediction is, as usual, the Democrats will go, okay, oh no, New York Times criticized me. Otherwise, you're supposed to say something. Okay, I give up. Okay, go ahead. That's what's gonna happen. You mark my words.
Yeah, I was gonna try to debate you on that, but I think you're right. The only thing that I will disagree with you on is that Democrats acted the way that they did during the debates over the Affordable Care Act because they were afraid of the Republicans, because they were, because they wanted to uphold the rules, that they cared about the rules. No, look, we all know that the Democrats didn't want a public option. The Democrats didn't want real healthcare reform. And that's the reason why Democrats are now paying the price for their behavior in the past. So I don't think they were, yes, I do think they are afraid of the press. I do think that they're incredibly weak. But I also think that they are influenced by the same corporate interests that we accuse the Republicans of being influenced by. And that was certainly the case with the Affordable Care Act.
No, totally agree. That's a great counterpoint, Anna. But I'll just end on this, which is that even though that's fair, what I'm concerned about in that context is the press reaction. And so because they frame the issues. And in that case, they framed it as the Democrats would be doing something terrible and unprecedented if they put too many things through reconciliation. Later, the Republicans, when they gained office under Trump, did the giant tax cuts through reconciliation, and the press didn't say a peep. There was no giant debate there like there was during the Affordable Care Act about reconciliation. All of a sudden, it was entirely irrelevant. So it's the press, every time, it looks like they were born yesterday. They're like, oh, reconciliation, what's that? Oh, I guess this is a maneuver, no big deal. You were the same guys who wrote the articles back in 08 and 09, or 09 mainly, talking about, oh my God, ooh, the Democrats better not mess with reconciliation. Make sure you do the right ones, but not the other kinds of bills through reconciliation. And we're watching you. Why? Republicans, rebels. We hate the Democrats. We'll tell you how terrible the Democrats are. Oh, the Republicans, you're so good, you're so good. And so that's generally the mainstream press. They do it less with Trump. I know that, I can see that, right? But when it comes to establishment Republicans, especially people like Mitch McConnell, they cannot wait to bow down to them. 2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.